Hello, Cheapskates. Welcome back. I missed you guys last week. I really did. I missed you all. 18 people watching. That's really good. I love that little thing up in the top. I can see it. You can't. Just really cute. Does me the world of good. How have you all been? I have to say, life has been hectic here. When isn't it? If you're new to our channel, I'm Kath Armstrong. I'm the creator of the Cheapskates Club, where our goal is to live life debt-free, cashed up and laughing, even in 2023 with a 6% inflation. And yes, that's today's official inflation rate, 6%. So I guess it depends how much you earn or where you shop, what you buy, because just this afternoon I did a bit of a stock up pantry shop, and I'm pretty sure there were some things that had actually doubled in price. But anyway, the 6% is an average, so I can't complain. I'm not the official inflation gatherer. Anyway, I know I'm counting every cent I spend, and if I am, you guys must be too. So we're in the kitchen tonight because I've got the canner going. For the last 6 quarts of mince in the canner. I just put the jigger on, and now I'm going to wait for it to come up to pressure. It takes a few minutes. Sometimes I think it's never going to get there. And then I've got to process it for 90 minutes because I put them in quarts. But that's all right. I'm sure I can find something to do while all that's going on. Okay, now Joy was first. Well done, Joy. No dancing tonight. And then Mary, Kathleen. Hello, Selena. Kathleen's been busy cleaning out her pantry. I have been too. It's a big job. It is a big job. And I'll go more into detail about that in a couple of minutes. Hello, Delaney. I got your email, Delaney. I got your contact us. I will fix it for you. And what else? Oh gosh, comments are coming in faster than my finger can click. Kathleen, looking after elderly relatives, elderly anyone, but it's harder when it's a relative, family member, it's a joy, but it's a task. Sometimes you feel like it's a thankless task, but you do it anyway. Hello, Mrs. Dillagav. Wild Woman's here and Evelyn's here. Hello, Evelyn. Your card this week was absolutely stunning. If everyone wants to flip over to Cheapskates Chatter, our Facebook group, and look for Make It Monday, Evelyn's card this week was gorgeous. Catnaps, Outback 6. Hello, Maureen. And Jane, flip over and have a look at Jane's beautiful quilts on the Tuesday afternoon club. The quilts are stunning. I'm in awe. I wish I could. I can't do that. I have no sense of design like that. I would have to have the pattern laid out in front of me with the pieces of fabric that go where. I could not do that on my own. Oh, Joy, what are you going to do? Let me know if I can do anything. Hello, Lynette. Hello, Melissa. Chris Miller. That's nice to see you here, Chris. Okay. I had a list. I posted the list over on Cheapskates Chatter so I wouldn't lose it. Just checking that dial. I've got to keep my eye on it. I don't want anything to go wrong. Okay, so let me flip over to Oh, yes. Who's been brave enough to watch the lasagna fiasco video? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. What a day that was. That lasagna making afternoon. I don't think I've had anything go quite as pear-shaped as that in such a long time. And I'm pretty sure it's because I decided on the spur of the moment to record how I double up the lasagna. We have visitors staying and we have visitors coming and going. Wayne had been in hospital and I just brought him home. We had family coming and going in preparation for a really big weekend. Really busy weekend at the showgrounds, at the train exhibition. I was trying to keep track of everyone. And, you know, in my wisdom, because I'm just so full of it, wisdom that is, I decided to not only record the process, but actually make the lasagna noodles too. I make pasta often. I make pasta once a month, sometimes twice a month, sometimes more, depends how much we're eating it. But that afternoon, oh boy, that afternoon, nothing went right. Everything went wrong, and my mind was just blank. I was watching it, sort of watching it happen. As I was doing it, I was watching it happen to keep track of it. And it just was such a complete disaster. Just a disaster. But funniest thing, quirkiest thing, something, it actually turned out it was so good. So good. And the pasta was perfect. It cooked beautifully in the sauces. So while it was a nightmare to put through the rollers, it turned out really well. And best part is, because I doubled it, we've got another one in the freezer for the future. I wasn't going to post that video. I absolutely wasn't going to post that video. But Joy convinced me to put it up, and she just sort of said, well, that's real life. Real life's a good thing, apparently. So up it went, unedited, and just as it happened. Hannah was here. She was on the other side of the bench, and she's just looking at me like, how? Why? No. She didn't. She just couldn't believe what a mess it was. But anyway, it's a good example of what you can do if you just keep plowing on. All right, now I thought I'd talk about pantry building and meal planning tonight, and working reward systems to our benefit, kind of beating those supermarkets at their own game, which is something I just love to do. I just love to do it. Now, I think you all know I'm not a huge fan of flybys, Woolworths reward system, anything like that, because you pay for it. You don't actually get anything for free. You are paying for it. But they can be worked so that we get more than they actually cost us. And today I had a bit of a play with the Woolworths Rewards Extra system. Is that what it's called? Rewards Extra? This is the paid one. It's $70 a year or $7 a month. I decided to try it and see how it goes, because you get 10% off one shop each month. That's okay if it's only a little shop, it's not much, but if you do a big shop, it could be quite substantial. So I chose the monthly option, and here's where it was weird. I couldn't register for it online. I had to go through the app on my phone. I really hate that because I am not good with things on my phone. I'm much better if I can see it on a big screen in front of me and type it in. But anyway, finally got it into work. And I'd already done my shopping list, and I had rather expensive things on it. So I figure if I'm going to get 10% off, I want 10% off the most costly things that are on my list. So cheese. What else did I have on? And I chose Woolworths again too, because they had the Legos raviolis, the big packs, for $4.50. And with 10% off, that made them $4.05, which is actually cheaper than the Coles branded ones. just checking. The Coles branded ones. So I wanted to stock up on those because Wayne absolutely loves the ravioli. He just really enjoys it. And I like the pumpkin one. And I have made ravioli in the past. I used to make it all the time with the kids. We had little trays and we put the dough in and we'll put the filling in, put the dough on the top and roll it over and they pop out. Far too fiddly for me these days. I do not have the patience to do that anymore. So I decided to buy it. I bought 6 packets. So it was $27. So I saved not only half price, so I saved $27, but then I saved another $2.70 off that with the 10%. So what I'm planning to do, this is how I'm going to work it, is I joined today, which is the 15th of August. The next charge for the next month is due on the 15th of September. But you get 10% off one shop per month. So I went today and got the 10% off the August shop. What I'm planning to do is go first week of September with the rest of my big list and get the 10% off that shop, and then I will cancel it because it's on a month-to-month thing. So yes, I will have spent $7, but I will have saved more than I spent, if that makes sense. Hope it does. You also get the 10% off at Big W. I don't go to Big W. It's out of my way. I don't have a Big W close to me, and I used to shop there all the time when the kids were younger. They had great school shirts and school shorts for the boys, really good school shoes in January for back to school. Their trackies for little kids were amazing. Linen wasn't too bad, but I don't go there anymore because I don't have to buy school clothes. I have to buy little people clothes. I just don't go there. It's out of my way. So I'm sort of feeling a bit ripped off about that. Not that there's anything we need, but anyway, the only condition is with the 10%, the 10% off is you must shop in store. It's in-store shopping only, so no online orders for delivery or pickup. You must shop in store. It was easy. I just showed my phone to the girl and said, "Can I have my 10% off, please?" And she said, "Yes," and there you go. And I got $27 knocked off my bill. So straight away, I was $20 in front if you take the $7 for the fee off. So I was quite happy with that. But not only that, because a lot of the stuff I bought was on sale and half price, it made it even better. Now, speaking of on sale and half price, Wayne and I went to Costco over the weekend. I made him come with me to push the trolley, and he likes to look around. He grumbles about having to go shopping, but he really likes to look around. Anyway, I wanted mince, obviously, so because it's still $9.99 a kilo at Costco, and it's not bad mince. It's not my favourite, but it's not terrible. They had Nescafe, twin packs of Nescafe, 2 600-gram tins for $42.99. And I looked at it and I went, wowzers, that's expensive. I looked at the unit price and I thought, that's really expensive. I said to Wayne, we can get the 500-gram tins cheaper at Coles or Woolworths when they're on sale. So walked around the corner and there were the single tins of Nescafe, the single 600-gram tins still, because remember, everything at Costco is a weird size because it makes it harder for you to compare, for $17. So 2 for $34 if you bought 2 singles, or $42.99 if you bought the twin pack. Somebody didn't think that through. And I figured if I could see it, I wonder how many other people could see it too. Just something that you really need to, it sort of brought home to me that you really do need to know your prices, know your unit price, and keep your eyes open to check, because the twin pack with the big sign and, you know, bundled and whatever does not necessarily mean it's cheaper. It just means you're buying two, and obviously for a lot more. Anyway, just thought I'd mention that. And that applies to all stores, supermarkets, clothing stores, Kmart, Target, Big W, the Reject Shop, whatever. It applies to them all. Okay, now getting back to the everyday rewards. You get 10% off one shop a month, and you get to choose the shop it comes off, up to $100 off. Now, I've never spent $1,000 or $1,100 at a supermarket in one hit before, but I'm sure there must be some people who do, or that wouldn't be the limit. But yeah, you can go and spend $1,100 and pay $1,000. And if you're smart, you've got lots of half price things in there. And thank you. You've got lots of half price things in there. You'll get even more value for your money. All right. Now, okay. Let me see. We'll go back over here. Oh, Maureen, aren't you sweet? She said she loves the lasagna comedy capers. You can see me doing that, can't you? You can just see me here doing that. It was just chaos. And what you couldn't see, you could probably hear them talking. I had people in the lounge room. I had people in the family room. There were a couple at the kitchen table. There were people coming in and out, lifting up boxes, dragging stuff around. Oh, goodness. Me and my bright ideas to do this. But anyway. Oh, cool. It worked. No, don't go and look at it now, Joy. It's your fault I posted it. It's a good example of why it takes me a long time to get videos up. All right, Kathleen said she got a Bunnings card and a $50 free. A $50 Bunnings card from her Flybuys card. Well done. I used to, when I used to take mum shopping, not that she had a lot of shopping, but she always went through in front of me, and she'd always turn around and say to me, "Can I have your Flybuys card?" And I'd hand it over and she'd swipe it for me. And then she knew I saved the Flybuys for the end of the year, and come December she'd go, "And how much do we have to spend now?" And we'd go off and do the Christmas shopping, because I saved the Flybuys for holidays, Christmas treats, whatever. When the kids were younger and it was school holiday time, I would buy chips and dip and salsa and stuff like soft drink and stuff like that we didn't have during the year. I'd use the Flybuys money to buy that, so they had some treats during the school holidays. Joylet saves them for Christmas to pay for the ham and prawns. Hello, Aradia. Hello, Kerry. Hello, Coralie. Okay. Hannah did sound surprised. She was gobsmacked. She was just like, she didn't know where to look, what to do. She didn't know whether to come in and try and help or go and hide. It was hilarious. I can say that now. At the time, I was just like, I've just got to get through this. I've just got to get through this. And I did. So, pantry building. I'm going to explain again how I do pantry building, because there's some new viewers and they don't know. And if you know, you might be able to chip in and say, you know, with a good idea. And we all like to learn new ways to do things. Just remember that this is the way I built my pantry all those years ago. I sort of still do it a bit like that the last 3 and a bit years, because of that thing that we don't like to talk about anymore just completely messed with my grocery shopping pantry stockpiling plan, and I'm very unhappy about that. But I'm starting to get back into a routine. What I've found though is where I could just do my yearly shopping at the end of December, and then start the 1st of January with the shelves packed full and just work our way through it through the year, so there was nothing left at the end of the year. I can't do that anymore, simply because when I go to restock, it may not be there. Now, Costco had a limit of 1 package of eggs per membership, which is fine, I suppose. We go through a lot of eggs now, and we are coming into peak egg season for us as a family, because it's salad season and summer. So I will boil 2 dozen eggs every week, and we'll use them for sandwiches, or Wayne will snack on an egg. I use them in salads. They get used up pretty quick without the eggs that we use for baking and so on. Or for scrambled eggs on weekends, things like that, or in the quiche. We use a lot of eggs. We go through a lot of eggs in our house. So that was one thing that was, they're still noticeably in short supply. And guys, have you noticed that there's a shortage of corned beef? If you haven't noticed, there's a shortage of corned beef. I don't know why there's a shortage of corned beef, but there is a shortage of corned beef. It never occurred to me that there could be a shortage of corned beef until I went to try and buy some, and there was none. Seriously, people, it's corned beef. I'd have taken mutton. Corned mutton's just as good. I don't care. Anyway, so next time I'm out, if I see corned beef, I will be buying it. It's not something we eat a lot of, but again, it's a summer meal for us, because we can have it hot, we can have it cold. It goes on sandwiches. I can do my corned beef pie, which is good hot or cold, which is great because, you know, it goes in lunch boxes, and I'm struggling to think of new ways to fill lunch boxes at the moment. I get bored with them, not that anyone else does. So those sorts of things have had me, all those shortages have had me thinking that I need to start working on my shopping, my yearly shopping now, and getting more ahead. So hence I'm canning up again, and I'll go over my canning plan in another video, I think, because otherwise it's going to take too long. But I've sort of gone back to my monthly list. Remember when I first started doing this, I had a monthly shopping list, and I stuck to that list like glue. It was mostly ingredients and bulk if I could afford them, and it worked for me because way back then I only had $200 for the month to buy our groceries, pay the milkman, and because we still had a milkman in those days, it was lovely, and buy Hannah's medicine. I had $200. So I stuck to that list like glue, and if prices had gone up over the month and something was more than I had written down, I had to find a cheaper alternative or put something back, because I did not have 1 cent more to spare. Keeping an eye on the pressure, folks. The grocery budget, it stayed at $200 for 13 years. It was 13 years while we were putting kids through school, paying down debt, getting our emergency fund built up, getting some savings behind us, getting ourselves set up so that one day we can retire. Don't know when that will be. He tells me he plans to work till he's 70, and that's a mighty long way off. But I had $200, and I spent that $200 every month. I didn't have a cent more. I spent the $200 every month But the beauty of that was because I bought the same stuff over and over and over again, because I realized quite early on that we pretty much buy the same groceries every week or fortnight or month. We buy the same shampoo and toothpaste, the same soap, the same soup, cheese, butter, whatever, honey, peanut butter, wheat bix. We buy the same thing over and over and over. So I just stuck to the list. And some months we didn't use everything. Some months there was stuff left over. And that became the beginnings of my pantry stockpile. And it didn't cost anything over budget. It worked really, really well. So if you're new to pantry building or stockpiling and you're wondering how to do it, sit down, write out your shopping list and stick to it. And just get the same stuff over and over and over. Now, if you are an ingredient shopper, you're going to have to worry about being bored because ingredients give you options. You can make lots of things, lots of different things with the same ingredients. So you don't have to worry about being bored. And ingredients are cheap. They are usually plentiful and so many things that you can do with ingredients. Whereas if you just buy a cake mix, it's a cake mix or it's those cake mix biscuits, it might be pudding. That's it. If you've got flour and cocoa and sugar and vanilla, butter, eggs, oil, some dried fruit, you can make cake, you can make biscuits, you could do a sweet loaf of bread, you could do a damper, you could do scones, you could do crumbles, you could do sponge puddings, so many more things you can do. So your cake mix might be cheap, but your ingredients give you more options and they are actually working out cheaper. That was something I noticed at Woolworths, the 65-cent cake mixes, because it's been a while since I bought one, were now $1.50. They've more than doubled in price since the last time I looked. It has been a long time though, because I don't buy cake mixes. Anyway, now let me go back here. And we'll go. Just checking your comments, guys. Delaney shares flybys with her mum. Yep. Well done, Selena. That's nice. A nice bonus. You reckon so? I don't know whether I'll have increased views. Just please be kind and just know real life. For those of you out there who think it's not real, trust me, it's real. It happens. This is real life in the Armstrong household. Okay. I couldn't get corned beef at Woolies today, Selena. They didn't even have a spot for it. When I asked the man, he just said, we haven't got any. Okay. Something else I wanted. Cheese. They have a brand of cheese called Hillview Tasty Cheese. I've not tried it before, but Hannah said it's quite nice. So it's only $11 a kilo. When you take the 10% off, that makes it $9.90 a kilo. So that's reasonably cheap. So I wanted to buy some. I couldn't find some. So I asked the man who was unloading into the dairy cabinet. I said, excuse me, but I'm trying to find the Hillview cheese. And he said, oh, it's out the back. We keep it out the back. I went, huh. He said, how many do you want? 4. So he brought me 4. And I'm like, out the back. Anyway, apparently, people steal cheese. I saw in the news tonight, people are stealing meat, they're stealing alcohol, they're stealing all sorts of things, shoplifting all sorts of things, but they're stealing cheese too. And because it's a cheaper cheese, I don't know if that makes a difference. I would have thought if you're going to steal something, you go for the expensive stuff. But anyway, oh, I hope you can get your hens soon. Yes, please, Joy. Could I have the same as last time, 2 trays? If that's all right, that would be great. Hello, Krista. Shame you're in Queensland, Selena, or I'd say, would you mind if I put some money in your bank and I come and pick it up? But it'd take me a few days to get there. Yep, Patricia A says her way of building a stockpile is to buy an extra item every time she shopped. Just something. A lot of people, I was quite surprised because to me it just makes sense. But if something's on half price, tea bags are on half price. If you were going to buy them anyway and pay the full price for them, why would you not automatically just buy 2? Because you were already going to pay that full price. I don't know. So you're not actually paying any more than you had budgeted for, but you've doubled your investment. Nearly there. Doubled your investment. So I'm like, I don't understand why lots of people don't though. They will just buy the one and quite happily. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, how could you afford it? I was looking. We have a friend and his nickname is Corned Beef. Hannah calls him Sunday Roast. When she was very little, she couldn't remember corned beef, and she'd say to us, you know our friend Sunday Roast. Anyway, his nickname's Corned Beef. And sometimes he comes camping with us, sometimes he doesn't. But when he can't come, I have a tin of corned beef. You know, with the key on the top, and everyone used to be the thing in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. Don't know about the 80s because I was gone by then. But it popped up in my Woolies thing when I was comparing prices today to see what I was going to buy, and it was $8 something a tin. I nearly fell over in a dead faint. Oh my goodness. I could not believe it. We used to love the Fray Bentos pies though, Joy. Mum would boil them. So the pastry was sort of steamed. When she'd open the tin, the pastry was sort of steamed. It was very nice. But I'm like, who could afford that? Oh, good thing that tin of corned beef I've had a long time. It just travels around with us when we go away. We sit on the table and corned beef's with us. We take a photo and send it to him. He's been all over the place with us. Yeah, Kerry, I'm sure I've said before, I keep telling him I'm not his granny. Wayne's grandparents were on the dairy, and his grandfather they never had a holiday. They never went anywhere. They worked 7 days a week on that dairy. And he decided one day, okay, that's it. I'm going to retire and we're going to travel. And they bought a ute and they bought a caravan. And 2 weeks before they were due to leave, he had a massive heart attack and died. And I keep saying to Wayne, if you think that I'm going to be like your granny and just wait until you drop dead, well, think again. It's not going to happen. So we do a lot of stuff anyway. We manage to do a lot. You know, it helps to not have little kids, of course, but we manage to do a lot. We never know. You don't know what's going to what's going to pop up in life to test us. Clicking machine. I haven't. Oh, I haven't seen one of those in years. It does. I used to record in my book, was set up like a price book, and I had the item, the size, the quantity, the price last shop, and as I walked around the store, and I had the total at the bottom, so I knew how much it cost me last shop, and I put the new total in and added up, and if something had changed, I had to put something back because we did not have that money. I did that too. I walked around with a little calculator, a little tiny calculator that I've had from school. We never know what's around the corner. Oh, Coralie, no eggs at Aldi. I haven't heard of it happening here, but a lot of the Aldi stores have been closed in the USA, which is a bit of a shame. Thanks, Joy. Buy everything on the list. That makes sense. That makes sense, Patricia. Yeah, I like Aldi. Oh, Delaney, that's terrible. It's not uncommon though. We get so used to the stress of working that when we don't have that stress, it's actually more stressful for our bodies. How bad is that? Okay. All right. When you've got ingredients, we'll go back to this. When you've got ingredients, you can change the meal plan, like I did with the lasagna. It was requested, so I changed the meal plan. It was supposed to be gnocchi. Yeah, burnt butter gnocchi, and which I actually prefer. But you know what? I asked for lasagna, had the ingredients. It was easy. It was easy to do. And of course, now I've got a spare one in the freezer. I was a bit disappointed that I didn't have one in the freezer, but you know what? When you buy ingredients, it's easy. It's easy, and you can cope with things like that. It's not an issue. All right, now, where are my notes? The other thing that having your pantry full helps with is meal planning, because you meal plan from your pantry. You go to your pantry and you see what you have. You open your freezer and you see what meat you have, what poultry you have, what vegetables you have, and you plan your meals around that. Now, I meal plan for a year. I start in October. I'll have it next year's finished by the end of October. I go through it. I try to add in 1 or 2 new recipes, but again, they're ingredients that we use. Okay. I wasn't watching. Turn it down a little bit. Just a little bit, so I don't get this afternoon. And set my timer. Sorry, guys. There we go. I'm using the gauge, not the jiggler, and I usually listen to the wobble on a jiggler. And I should know which mark on this stove holds it, and that's it, I think. Okay, so I've forgotten where I was. Oh yes, meal planning. Having your pantry full just makes it easy to meal plan because you shop your pantry. You don't need any fancy ingredients. If you've got recipe books, you drag them out, you look and see what ingredients they use, check them against what you have in your pantry. If you have them, you can make that recipe. If you don't make it. Or you might think about adding the missing ingredients to your shopping list if you have the cash. If you don't, find something else to make. It's not difficult. And then, of course, because you're meal planning from your pantry, you're not tempted. You might still be tempted, but you're not going to give in for fish and chips or pizza or Indian or whatever. You are just going to go, yeah, got everything here. It makes it so much easier. It really does. When you're busy, when you work, when you have a family, when you're looking after a home, you're busy and you're tired. That's exhausting. All that stuff's exhausting. So having to think about what you're going to get for dinner or what you're going to get someone else to prepare for dinner is just one more little tip on that exhaustion that you just sometimes don't feel like doing. But if you know you've got the ingredients to make pasta bake or chicken pie or cream cheese patties, I was just looking at the menu, then you don't have to worry about it. You go, oh, look, tonight's chicken pie. Yes, we've got chicken, we've got pastry, we've got mixed veggies, we've got the flour and the to make the roux. Chicken pie, no problem. It's easy to do. And, you know, if you do double up cooking, you make two at the same time. You've got one for next time. Filling the freezer. Because freezer meals are so handy. And I know I'm trying to get away from the freezer as my main source of food preservation. But it still comes in very handy for, what did I do? It still comes in very handy. Oh no, that's right. There you go. I'm trying to get the dial between the 10 and the 11 because it should be around 10 pounds. Like I said, I'm used to using the jiggler and not the gauge, so I'm a bit nervous. Anyway, it doesn't work. I'll redo it tomorrow. Your meal plan, you can stick to your grocery budget. You're not spending more on food that you don't have, perhaps. So something like, was it 46%? 46% of Victorian households are under mortgage stress now, right now. That's a lot of people that are worrying about keeping a roof over their heads without worrying about, you know, how they're going to feed their families. So when you keep your pantry stocked with basic ingredients and you meal plan around your pantry, you shop there first, it's a stress that's gone. You still get to eat well, but you don't have to think about it. It's almost mindless. We have a lovely, lovely lady over on Cheapskates chat, Bridget. Single mum, she works, she's all sorts of things going on in her life. She is very, very busy. And she left a comment the other day about meal planning and how it and freezing meals and double up cooking pretty much, and how it works for her when she's tired, so she's not spending money she doesn't have to buy food they don't really need because they've already got food in the house. I like that. I like that. I'm so pleased for her, because once you make that connection, once in your brain you get that connection, you don't look back. And going through the McDonald's drive-through or ordering pizza or Chinese takeaway or Indian takeaway or fish and chips or whatever becomes a rare thing indeed, you know, which is actually quite good, because you usually find that A, it's really, really good and you've enjoyed it because it's a rare treat, or you can do so much better with your own at home. I make much better hamburgers. Not very good at the fish, but I make much better hamburgers. Okay, so we think about those things as we... Oh, bluey burgers. Oh, how cute are they? How cute are they? Bluey, grandfather's bluey burgers or bluey fried chicken. I love that, Jane. That is so, so cute. Hi, Yvonne. Fun food, yeah. We have pizza on a Thursday night. Every Thursday night, you will see if you get the newsletter, every Thursday there is pizza on the menu. We make the bases. I usually do enough for a month at a time. We par cook them, let them cool, wrap them, put them in the freezer, bring them out when we need them. The boys make their own, or Thomas makes them usually. And I don't like pizza. It's not a treat for me. Pizza's like that. I do not like pizza. So I have something else on Thursday night. I will have leftovers, or I might even just have fruit or something. But they make 3 pizzas and they're size with their toppings, whatever toppings, and they just use what we've got in the fridge. We can make 3 cheaper than 1 delivered. So why wouldn't we? My hamburgers, I actually cook them in barbecue sauce. I know that sounds weird, but you know how you baste a meatloaf with barbecue sauce? Well, I make a barbecue sauce with brown sugar and a little balsamic, and mix it around, a little bit of tomato sauce, mix it around, baste them. Baste the burgers with that as they're, and flip them and baste them and flip them. And then we have those with cheese and caramelized onion, and they are so good. So, so good. Just on regular hamburger buns. I don't like brioche buns. They're too sweet. The original recipe I saw for them before I fiddled with it, they were on brioche buns, but I don't like brioche buns. Eggs with a lot sounds good. I love fried egg sandwiches. I love a fried egg sandwich. Selena, I've got 6 quarts of mince in the pressure cooker. I'm reading backwards now. I'm so lost with the comments. Gosh, goodness gracious me. Sorry, guys. Hi, Annette. How are you going? Yeah, see, brioche buns. Yeah, Cheryl, I agree. They are just not meant to be with a savoury thing. If you were to put them in a bread and butter pudding, they are fine. To tell you what's nice in bread and butter pudding is croissants. If you ever get stale croissants marked down, make a bread and butter pudding with them. They are so good. Yeah, everyone raised that brioche. And I saw the other day a brioche style pizza base, and I thought that would just be awful. To me, that would just be awful. I would not like that at all. But anyway, okay, now the other thing I want to talk to you about is, drum roll. I haven't got a thing to do a drum roll. In consultation with various people, various people that I'm going to rope in to help me, I have decided that I will do during September, during the month of September, I will do pantry tour videos. So I will show you the pantry, the kitchen pantry. I will show you what's in our freezers. I will go through the laundry pantry, the toiletries pantry. I will show you my canning shed and how it's set up. But it will be in the member centre. I am petrified. I am petrified to do this. It's not something I am comfortable doing. It is not something that I have ever done before. And even when I was doing the ACCA segments and they would come in and they would go, that's it, no. And they'd try and sneak in little bits of the pantry. So it's not something I like. I don't believe that it is a safe thing to do. Just checking the time. I don't believe it's a safe thing to do. I don't believe it's a wise thing to do in this particular time period we're living. But I will do it. It will be a one-off. The videos will only be available in the member centre. And they will be available from September. Because you saw the disaster I have with videos. Please, guys. But I will go through, and I will try and go through why I have what I have, where I have it, and how it's stored, if that makes sense to you. Because some things you'll think that's really weird, maybe, but there is a reason for it. I do have a reason for it, because don't forget, my pantry is not going to be like yours. Your pantry isn't going to be like your next door neighbour's. So we're all different. So they are going to be different. But that was the big thing that I wanted to get out there. But it will be from September, and there will probably be 4 videos. I'm not sure whether I'll record them or we'll try and do them live. I'm a bit nervous. Either way, I'm nervous. If I record them, I can edit out the bloopers. Hopefully, if I do it live, you've got the more chance to ask questions and get an answer sooner. So, but that's my big news for oh gosh. Sorry, I'm watching her. So that's my big news, and that's what I will be working on for the next couple of weeks, hopefully. I've wrangled enough people to help me here, because I'll need someone to, because there's no way I'm going to be able to hold a tripod or a selfie stick or something and keep it, you know, even closely resembling what it's supposed to be while I'm talking about something over here. It's just not going to go. So I do need at least 2 people to help me. Oh, okay. You're not stupid, Annette. No, you are never stupid. Well, at the very least, you are beating inflation. You are buying today. You're using tomorrow what you bought today at today's prices. You're not paying tomorrow's prices for what you use. So it's a bit like, think of it like trading stocks. You know, think of your pantry like trading stocks. It's an investment. It is, and the return on that investment is guaranteed. You don't get that with any stock, but the return on the investment in your pantry is guaranteed. You know, what I bought today for half price, tomorrow goes up because it was the last day. Tomorrow will go back up to full price. I'm way ahead already, but next week, chances are that tomorrow's full price will have gone up a little bit more. So I am going to be even further ahead. Am I explaining it? Am I explaining it properly? never fear putting money into your pantry if you put it into your pantry with things that you use. If you buy it just because it's cheap and you don't use it, that's a waste. Remember years ago I used to use the example of, you know, the cans of smoked oysters in tomato sauce at 10 cents a can might have been cheap, but having to buy a case of them, even if it was only $2.40, was a waste if you only used one tin a year, because by the time you got through the 24 tins, yeah, they'd be well past their best before, and who knows if you even still like them. So think about what you stock, and stock what you eat, stock what you use. It's tempting when things are on half price. It's tempting when they're really, really cheap. It's just, oh, that's good. I can afford that. I'll put it in. Don't do it. No, even with things like cereals, if you know you're not going to eat it, don't do it. Don't buy them. It can be as cheap as anything, but if you're not going to eat it, it's money wasted. Don't do it. I still have my colored coded bags. I still use those bags in my chest freezer. I'm short, so I can't dig around in there, so I just heave out the bags, and it keeps it relatively organized. I've got labels on them now. I printed out what, you know, mince, chicken fillets. I've changed them up a bit and laminated them and punched holes in them, and I've tied them to the handles of each bag. So because I know the red bags have red meat in them, but if I look at the label, it's got mince, sausages. There used to be a steak one, but we don't have steak anymore. We just don't. Roasts and stuff like that. Just makes it easier when I go fishing in the chest freezers. Yep, certainly do still have the color coded bags. I was looking at them today and thinking some of them are looking a bit worse for the wear, but they still work. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Money invested in your pantry is never wasted. Okay, right. Finish my cup of tea. Best Christmas present ever was this mug, guys. Best Christmas present ever. Absolutely love having it. So I've still got a ways to go with this. A nice sound. Can you hear it? Yeah, the jar's rattling. I've got a nice easy roll to them, so I'm happy with that. I've still got 70 minutes to go. Oh, okay, I'll get the newsletter done in that time. Anyway, that's my plans for what's coming up. Well done, Patricia. Go for chest freezer with coloured bags. The coloured bags are brilliant. They just work so well. I've actually been thinking when I was looking at them today as I was fossicking, I was looking at it and thought, I wonder if I could pull one apart and use it as a pattern to make them out of slightly heavier fabric so they'll last a bit longer. I don't know how much longer I want them to last, but anyway. Yes. Not all Costco's will do it. Not all Costco's will do it. You need to, and some of them will tell you they've got to order it in. I don't know which Costco. I know she's in Queensland, so I'm not sure which Costco she goes to. Same price. It's $9.99 a kilo. and it's I think they call it beef tip. Is that right? Beef tips. So that's really good for things like if you wanted to can a stew, or you want to make meat pie filling, or braised steak and onions, that sort of thing. It would be ideal for something like that. I'm not sure how it would go for roasting. It would be fine in a slow cooker. You could slow roast it. You could probably smoke it, which would be nice too. Because every time I get some of those, Jane, someone who shall not be named, but I've been married to for nearly 35 years, takes them to put in the van to use for kindling or firewood or wheelie bag liners, because we've got the wheelie bag to put the rubbish in, so he uses those because he doesn't like to get the inside of the wheelie bag dirty, so he puts the rubbish in that, and then we just empty them out and can hose them out. I've had Hannah saving the dog food bags for me. She gets Lacey's dog food in great big 50-kilo bags, and they're just amazing. So I'm thinking of cutting them down and making some shopping bags out of those, just some shopping bags. But I have to hide them. I've got to beat he who thinks he can have them for kindling and stuff. I've got to beat him for those. Otherwise, there's a big market for chickpea bags and things like that, just the bags, if you've got them. People love them for all sorts of things. All right, now where am I? I don't want to know what's happening in the UK. I have to say, I've turned off. I've stopped watching. I've stopped listening. I've stopped reading a lot the last 7 or 8 weeks, since just before we went away. It was so good being away and not having internet, not having the TV, not having the news. It was lovely. The whole world could have imploded. We wouldn't have known. We were in our own little bubble out in the desert, and it was just so peaceful. So very peaceful. The only thing that worried me was my boys were here, but then I figured I wouldn't know, so nothing to worry about. No news is good news or something. I don't know. I'm trying to really concentrate on our home at the moment, on rebuilding our pantry, extending our pantry, the garden. We've got a trip coming up early October. We've got another one in November. We've got a big trip coming up next year that we'll be away for about 10 weeks all up, which will be absolutely nice. But there's other things that take priority. It doesn't mean that I'm not interested in what's going on in the world, because I very much am. And it doesn't mean that I'm not concerned, because I very much am. But right now I want to focus on my world, my little world. And I know that probably sounds very selfish, but if I don't have my world right, how can I fix the rest of the world? So I've got to work on my world and get my world right. You have to work on your world and get your world right, because if our world's not right, we can't help anyone. That's my take on it anyway. So that's what I've been doing. That's this week's catch up. I've got a couple more videos to put up for you. And I've got one on potatoes, canning potatoes. I've got one on freezing potatoes. I was going to do them together and it just made it too long, so we'll do 2. I've Got a couple coming up on different crafty things because it's August, guys. It's August. Suddenly hit me the other day. I was looking at my Christmas list and I thought, oh, it's August. Uh-oh. And I started checking and ticking things off and that, and realized I need some little bags and boxes and things. So I've started making those and some tags. So I'm doing that. That's what I'm doing. Anyway, if you've stuck with me this far, 70 people, thank you so much. If you like the show, thumbs up. If you like the channel, a thumbs up would be really helpful. If you know someone who might like what we've blathered on or what I've blathered on about tonight, or any of the other videos, there's a share link. There's a share link. If you hit that, it will send them the link. We don't bother them. We don't harass them. We leave them in peace. Oh, Anna, you will love that book, A Year in a Bottle. I love the Sally Wise books. Sorry, guys. Absolutely love the Sally Wise books. They are so good. So good. You will really enjoy them. All right. What else was I going to say? Our membership sale is still on till the end of the month. I've added the link on our website for gift memberships. I've had the last few weeks, I've had a run, or last week or so actually, had a run on people asking for gift memberships. So I've put that link back in. It's under the join button on our website. What else? That's it. It's got to be it. It's time to go. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great week, everyone. Enjoy living the Cheapskates way. Do your best to live life debt-free, cashed up and laughing. I'll be back next week. I'll upload some extras between now and then, but I'll be back next week with another live show for you if you can stand it. But until then, happy cheapskating, and I'll see you soon.